Hello, guys, welcome to our session. I hope you all are doing great and having an amazing weekend. So, today, as our guest for the session, we have Shruti, and we'll be talking about PCOS and everything around it. So, we'll quickly let her in and we'll begin with the session.
Hi,
Hi, Shruti, how are you?
I'm amazing. How are you?
I'm good too. I'm good too. So, all right. So, before we begin with the session, please tell us something about yourself.
Okay. So, hi guys, I'm Shruti. I am 21 years old and I live in Pune. I'm a microbiologist. And yeah, I run this page called Slaying PCOS where I spread awareness about PCOS.
Wonderful, wonderful. So, we'll quickly dive into the session. We have a
Yeah.
bunch of questions for you. All right. So, very basic question. What is PCOS and how can we understand it in the simplest terms?
Okay, so PCOS is polycystic ovarian syndrome, and it can be diagnosed with two of the three indications, which is irregular periods or absence of periods, and the second one is through a sonography to check if you have cysts on your ovaries, and the third one is to check your hormones and get your blood test done. So any two out of these three can help you diagnose PCOS, and it is called an hormonal disorder because there is an excess of androgen in most of the people who have PCOS. There are a
Yeah.
lot of reasons why there are a lot of there are a lot of symptoms also and a lot of reasons also why people like have different symptoms of PCOS. So yeah, that is PCOS like in the most basic term.
Perfect. And what are some of the very common symptoms?
So, starting with irregular periods or absent periods, then there is fatigue. A lot of people have insulin resistance. There is hair loss. There is facial hair growth. There are dark patches on the skin sometimes. These are like the common symptoms of PCOS, and there could be other symptoms like there could be inflammation in the body, like the ones that can be that could be found out through blood test. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, these are the basic symptoms of PCOS.
All right. And, considering the fact that during these days there are hundreds and thousands of women who are being diagnosed with this syndrome. So, what do you think is the main reason behind it?
So, clinically speaking, there is no, like, there has not been given a proper reason for why people
Yeah.
with PCOS have PCOS because there is a lot of lack of research yet. But
Right.
a lot of researchers have said it could be genetic, it could be environmental. It is also called a metabolic disorder sometimes. There is also the factor of lifestyle involved in it. So there could be a lot of reasons, but there is no specific reason why someone has PCOS. It just there is yet research to be done on that, but as much as we know that it could be genetic, it could be environmental, there could be any factors involved.
All right. And is PCOS totally curable?
So PCOS, like other things, is not like a disease. It's a bunch of like a syndrome. Syndrome means a bunch of symptoms that come together. So
Yeah.
because it's not a disease, it does not have a cure, but it is manageable. You can live a life with PCOS like a normal life without it hindering your day-to-day tasks. You just have to
Yeah.
learn how to manage it.
Okay, so what are the steps that one could take, to in order to subdue the symptoms or manage them?
So I would say that first of all, medical intervention is very important. Seeing
Right.
your gynec or going to a doctor once you experience any of the symptoms of PCOS is very important, and that is where your treatment starts. But a lot of lifestyle changes can also help with reducing the symptoms of PCOS. So that might include like moving your body every single day. If you have a lifestyle where you're not moving your body,
Yeah.
there are things you can do in regard to nutrition also, speaking to your nutritionist, or
Right.
like eating more nutritious food, focusing on your gut health, focusing on your mental health. These are a few things you can do to help with PCOS. But I really think that medical intervention is very important. Going to a doctor and talking to them about what you need for your PCOS is really
Right.
important.
Right. And as you talked about the symptoms like acne and hair fall, so how to deal with them? Because they can be very mentally taxing. So how do we
Yeah.
deal with them?
So hair fall and acne, and there are so many more symptoms, like there are dark patches on the skin. Weight gain is one of the most like one of the symptoms that takes a huge toll on people's mental health. And
Yeah.
then there is also weight loss, which is very less talked about because very few people have lean PCOS. So there are a lot of these symptoms, and all of these symptoms can be reversed 100% with the help of a medical practitioner, and also through lifestyle changes. So, for example, for me, my worst symptom with PCOS has been fatigue. I
Right.
was diagnosed 6 years ago, and since then, the worst thing for me has been fatigue. But then that was because I had an iron deficiency, a persistent iron deficiency for a very long time. So, like supplementing that really helped me with my fatigue. So there are different things for every symptom. That is why it's very important you talk to your doctor and let them know what exactly you're going through. And yeah, so a lot of lifestyle changes, like even sleeping for 8 hours every single day, 7 to 8 hours every single day,
Yeah.
can really help a lot with these symptoms. Like very small things can also be done. You don't need to go on like you don't need to go on a restrictive diet, or spend 3 hours in the gym. There are very like these are very small things that you can do to actually make a difference.
Right, right. So as you
Yeah.
talked about the dietary things, so what are some of the changes in the diet that, we can bring in to sort of subdue the symptoms? And if you would love to like share some of the recipes that you follow, because we have
Okay,
seen your
so
page is amazing, it's filled with recipes, so we would love to know
So I am a huge foodie. I love food. I like it. I think it's a very important part of a happy life. And I think that like, at least when I was first diagnosed with PCOS, my doctor had this huge list of things that he told me not to eat at all. And I
that.
was like, okay. And I did that. I tried it. Does not work out that well because,
Yeah.
so I think, things that you need to add to your diet. I think instead of reducing things from your diet, let's focus on adding things to our diet. So I follow that a lot whenever I feel like I'm not eating like enough of the nutrients that I need. So adding like a bowl of vegetables to your every meal, or eating a little more protein than you normally do. Even these things can make a huge difference. Or switching to like different things. Like I cannot digest a few things. Like I can't digest raw milk sometimes. I really find it very difficult, and I have acne and everything because of it. So just finding out what does not work for you and then substituting it with something that works for you is very important when diet is considered with PCOS. And the second thing that I would like to talk about in regard to diet with PCOS is that we generally tend to restrict a lot of calories and try to choose the lower cal option, but I think
Yeah.
that does not work out really well. Calories is something which is something that your body needs. It's a form of
Right.
energy, and I think that eating enough is really important. So next time you feel like you shouldn't eat something, try replacing it if you don't feel good after eating it, or just like add things to your diet instead of reducing things from your diet is like my basic funda.
That's perfect. And as we talk about the dietary things, so we have come across a lot of things that quitting dairy products actually helps in PCOS. So what is your take on it?
So for some people it does. For me, at least, it helped a lot when I stopped drinking like milk, and
Okay.
few of the dairy products, not all of them. I haven't stopped eating all of the dairy products, and
Yeah.
for those which I have stopped, I have found an alternative for them. I don't think it's compulsory for everyone to stop eating dairy, and it is impossible to quit dairy in a night. Like you can't just remove an entire food group you've been eating your entire life within
Definitely.
a night. I think that small sustainable changes are more important than making a change overnight. So if you think that you are not digesting dairy very well, try finding alternatives to it. For me, coconut milk is a lifesaver. Like I love coconut milk. I've never liked milk anyway. So like reducing dairy was very easy for me. But then knowing that you don't have to do it, you can, like, if you can live with acne on your face, you don't have to
Yeah.
quit dairy. If it's not affecting you, don't quit dairy. It's that easy. And again, it does not work for everyone. A lot of people can digest dairy very well. It also includes genetic factors. I have like a family history of people not being able to digest dairy very well. So it's different for everyone, but you don't have to leave it or stop eating it in a night, and you don't have to completely cut it off. You can even reduce it. So going dairy free or gluten free or any diet is really not necessary. You can just reduce it or talk to a nutritionist and find out if your body actually needs it, because all of our
Right.
bodies are different. What works for me won't work, might not work for you, and your body
Definitely.
might need something else. So I think, yeah, that's that.
Correct, correct. And what do you think, like how important it is to see a gynac if you come across such symptoms?
Very important to make your diagnosis. It's very important to go see a gynac and talk to them about your needs and talk to them about how you can make your symptoms better. And
Right.
see if you don't go to a medical practitioner, it might really, and you just look up things on Google or self-medicate. Self-medication is like the worst possible thing you could do in PCOS. So I think it is really important to go see a doctor. And if it like for me, my first doctor really didn't work out because they just told me to lose weight and like eat pills and like nothing else, and they didn't even teach me anything about my PCOS. But there are so many doctors out there, like so many doctors out there, and one of them is really going to help you a lot. Like you might actually find the perfect doctor. So I think it's really important you see a gynac and if possible a nutritionist also. So yes, doctors are very important when it comes to PCOS. Self medication is never the answer.
Definitely. And as you talked about the factor of losing weight, so
Yeah.
how do you think that, probably working around that is important in PCOS? Because as you mentioned that there is lean PCOS as well. So how
Yeah.
do you know that the weight that you're gaining is because of PCOS or it's just normal?
Okay, so I think talking to your doctor is very important in this. And if there is rapid weight gain, then it could be because of your PCOS also. And I think
Okay.
losing weight is not going to cure your PCOS. It's not like a magical thing because I have, like in the past 6 years, I have lost a lot of weight, I've gained a lot of weight. And
Yeah.
I just think that knowing which weight you feel you're best at is very important. Finding your happy weight is very important. And you don't have to live every single day just for losing weight. It will
Right.
help you with reversing your symptoms, but I think that you should find out the reason why you're gaining weight first and try to reverse that before you try to like reduce weight or do extend or take extensive measures to reduce weight. So with me it was insulin resistance. That was the reason I was gaining a lot of weight.
Yeah.
So supplementing myonisotol or like bringing about changes that help me maintain my blood sugar and my blood insulin helped me a
Yeah.
lot in losing weight instead of just going on a 1200 calorie diet. So I think instead of just going for fat diets or working out 2 to 3 hours a day, finding out the reason why you're gaining weight is very important.
That's so true. That's so true. And coming on the aspect of mental health, so a woman who has PCOS, what changes occurs in their mental health, and how to deal with it and how to cure it, how to be sane at that level of whatever disease one is having.
So I'm a microbiologist. So the scientist in me, as soon as I found out I had PCOS, like I've always been very fascinated with researching everything and doing all of those things. When you get hit with that first wave of information, you get
Yeah,
so anxious because it is so much, and
right.
it's not even that much in reality. But through Google or through other sources, the amount of information that hits you, it's very difficult to deal with it, and not being
Right.
able to talk to other people about it, because in India we still have a stigma around menstrual health and we don't
Definitely.
really talk about it a lot, is very difficult. So finding people around you who are going through, and the 1 in 4 people is what the recent statistics is. So there are people around you who are going through it. If you don't find them offline, you'll find them online, you'll find them on the
Definitely.
internet. So talking to those people and understanding that you're not the only one going through it is very important. And for me, regarding mental health, my body image has been a very huge issue for me since the start.
Yeah.
Even if I lost weight or gained weight or any of it, body image has been something that I have always not been very good at. I have always had a negative body image. So just understanding what are your problems and working through it is very important. Talking to other people who are going through the same thing, going for
Yeah.
therapy if you need it, is very important to like maintain your mental health. And having this routine or something that really helps you cheer up every single day is
Yeah.
can also help a lot. So for me it is like either playing basketball or going out with my friends or like doing the basic things that help you feel good is really important. And we don't understand that. We just talk about weight, we talk about diet, we talk about lifestyle, but the thing that is actually driving your PCOS is stress. So
Stress. Correct.
the first thing we need to work on is our mental health. After that, we can think about the lifestyle changes we can make. The day, if you don't reduce your stress, if you don't take care of your mental health, none of your diet or your lifestyle or your workout is going to make any difference. And it's not even going to make a dent. And I can say this because I've done it. I've done all of it with a bad mental health and a lot of stress, and it did
Yeah.
not work out.
Definitely. I think mental health should be given the first priority if you want to work on your PCOS in terms of stress management. All right.
Yes.
So, are there any supplements that can help in managing the symptoms of PCOS?
Yes, 100%. So for me, myo-inositol has been like the best thing that could ever happen to me because after stopping taking the contraceptive pill, I did not get my periods regularly at all, and it was very difficult, and I was gaining a lot of weight also. And myo-inositol, particularly with insulin resistance, helps a lot, and it makes a huge difference. And again, I really, really, really highly recommend that people go to a medical practitioner and get it prescribed instead of doing self-medication because there are a lot of combinations of minoxidil also. Some have
Right.
D-chironositol in it, some have NAC in it, and it depends on your body and what symptoms you're facing, which medication you will need. Just because
Right.
I am taking some medication does not mean it's going to work for your body. So many people
Definitely.
text me asking which minoxidil brand do you take, and I really think twice before answering that because I don't want them to take the same medication. It
Right.
might not work for them. So I think, yeah, there are a lot of things that there is NAC, which is an acetylcysteine, and there is um, your deficiencies also if you supplement for me iron deficiency, like supplementing my iron deficiency made a huge difference. That you can take magnesium supplements depending on what your body, like which deficiencies your body has, and also which things you're going through. Like if it's insulin resistance, I highly recommend people going to their doctor and asking them for myo-inositol. So
Right.
yeah, these supplements really help a lot.
All right. But yeah, you need to get yourself tested and prescribed.
Yes,
All right.
prescribed,
And
very important.
yeah. So, what are some of the myths around PCOS, that need to be busted?
So the first thing is that women have PCOS. I really like I don't know. It's just that it's not only women who have PCOS. We need to acknowledge that not everyone with ovaries identify with the term women. There are non-binary people, there are trans people, and I think being an inclusive community is very important. So the first myth I
Right.
would like to bust is that not everyone with PCOS will identify as a woman. So let's
So
start
needed.
using the term people with PCOS instead of women with
Yeah.
PCOS. And then the second thing is people with PCOS are not lazy. If you go through in one day of the fatigue that I go through, I don't know if you'll be able to do your daily tasks because I've learned to manage it. I've learned to go with it. I've learned to understand how I can work with it. So please
Yeah.
stop calling PCOS a lazy girl syndrome or whatever the terms that are going on right now. The
Yeah.
third thing I would like to talk about is that is like weight gain is not the reason behind PCOS. Not everyone who is overweight has PCOS, which proves that weight gain is not the only reason of PCOS.
Right.
So stop body shaming people about that. Stop giving them tips on how to lose weight because I'm pretty sure everyone with PCOS knows 10 other different ways to lose weight than you will ever think of. So we do not need those advices. And I just would like for people to know that instead of doing any of this or like Googling how you can help us, just talk to us. Ask us what you can do to help people with PCOS and just talk to us and we'll let you know for sure. So yeah, these are some of the myths that I would really like to talk about.
That's wonderful. And that's so needed to be, talked about. All right. So, last but not the least, one message from your side to all the sisters out there.
So I think the thing that I really struggled with when with PCOS was not having people to talk about it. So
Right.
I didn't know, like we didn't talk about this, like we don't just go up to people and say, you know what, I have PCOS, do you? So I think it's really important you become a part of a community where there are people who understand what you're going through. And
Right.
it is very important that you reach out for help if you need it, like even if it is related to mental health, because not working on it is going to take a lot of like strength and it will not really help you a lot. So instead of like just going through it, talk about it. Find a community where you can feel safe and talk about it freely. Please,
Definitely.
please, 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 please go to a doctor. I know that it can be difficult sometimes because some doctors like straight up body shame you, which I have gone through a lot of times. But then without a doctor, there is no reversing PCOS, I think, because what your body needs is something only they can tell you. No Google, no Instagram influencer, no one can tell you that. So going to a doctor is very important. and no matter what you're going through, you're going to get over it. It's going to need a lot of consistency, a lot of patience, but you're definitely going to go through it and come out stronger and reach whatever your health goals are. Just be consistent and be happy throughout that journey, so that'll also help you a lot.
That was a wonderful message. Wonderful message. Thank you so much. And it was lovely talking to you. Thank you so much for taking out your time for us.
Thank you. And I'm
Thank you
really
so
grateful to you also for like doing this to spread awareness about PCOS, because
Thank
I'm
you so
pretty
much.
sure even if one person sees this and they go to a doctor and get themselves checked, then that is going to be amazing.
Exactly. Definitely. Definitely.
Yes.
All right. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you for doing
Thank
this.
you.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Yeah. Bye.